for a very, very long time, and for anybody who's considering a career in aviation, yes, 100% yes, no matter whether you're a woman or a man or who you are as an individual. It's a very supportive and wonderful industry to be a part of. Anybody who has questions about starting a business in aviation, especially one that is regulated by the FAA, 145 is a very challenging thing to have to overcome. We just waited 2 years for our licensing in Austin. It's a very long and expensive process. I'm here for you. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Jennifer.
So, imposter syndrome for me is a huge thing. If it's not my age that I walk in and somebody's already judging me for, then it's the fact that I'm a woman. And if it's not the fact that I'm a woman, it's the fact that it's my family's company. So I knew that I wanted to work for my dad. We had a family business. We lived, breathed, slept CAPS Aviation, or corporate air parts is what it was called at that time. And for me, there was really like, I don't know that other jobs existed, at least in my mind, at the age of 18. And so I told my dad I was going to work for him, and he said no. But I showed up to work anyway, and I swept floors and helped salespeople and did any kind of job that I could find just to piss him off. And eventually he paid me about 2 weeks later, and I kind of showed him that I wasn't there to mess around, I really was there to work. Small family business, we've got roughly 30 employees, that fluctuates 30 to 40. Somebody would leave a position or go on maternity leave, and next thing you know, I was a shipping department person, and then a couple months later or a couple years later, I was the accounting person, and then a couple years later, I was a customer service person, and so I had like many pivotal moments, and I think that in this industry, I think there's a lot of respect that comes from somebody who is going to rise to the occasion. Not somebody who's going to say, well, you're not paying me for that, or I don't know how I feel about that. Just somebody who's up for a challenge, excited about it even. And I think that I approached every opportunity that came across my plate with that just absolute excitement. Sure, I'm in. New things to learn, I'm in. Personal and professional pivotal moment was in 2017. My father, who started the company, he was a movie pilot, private pilot, corporate pilot, military pilot, etc. Kind of my idol, passed away in 2017. And I was all of a sudden in a pivotal moment of running a company and being responsible for the lives of, not lives, but the income of 30 plus people. And that was I think in some way I was prepared for it, but definitely, I don't know, that's something, I mean, are any of us prepared to take responsibility for the livelihoods of people that, go home and feed their families with the income they earn at your company? So that was huge for me. That was like a step up, and also a self-evaluation of what kind of a leader I wanted to be. This is the question I was most excited to answer, honestly. I mentioned my story. I told you that I got put in a position of power. And when I got put in that position of power, I didn't have ambitions to be a rich woman as a business owner. I still don't. I didn't take any pay increases that weren't something like cost of living pay increases, but worked actively and hard to make sure that my employees could earn a fair wage in the Los Angeles area. I literally tell my customers that we are not the cheapest. We will never be the cheapest. That's not an ambition of mine. We are exceptional at quality, very, very low rates of quality issues, and very, very high and exceptional rates of customer service. And I'm very, very proud to say that. But I grew up in a family business where work never ended. I mean, dinner time wasn't talking about me and my success at school. It was talking about work all the time. And not that that's terrible, but it's not what I wanted. So work-life balance is something that I'm super passionate about. We give I call them mental health days, but it's basically summer days, just randomly, that aren't on the schedule to our employees in the summertime. We shut down for 2 full weeks at Christmas time and actively encourage our employees to spend time with their families. I actively encourage my employee base to pursue higher levels of education. I obviously want to retain my employees, but their quality of life is just as important as my own quality of life. I have 4 members that come from the same family, cousins and brothers and sisters. I've got 2 father-son combinations that work for me, dads whose son hired on after they did. I've got Tabitha, her sister, and her boyfriend who work for me. So I've got family members recommending my company to come and work for by other family members, and I consider that a big source of pride for me. I must be doing at least some of the things I want to do right. My intention is for somebody to say that working for me was something that elevated their life experience, that they felt that working for CAPS had enhanced them or their family in some way. It's a very encouraging environment. When we make mistakes, there is no blame. It's a sit down, let's talk about it. What went wrong? How do we fix it? Like, what are our ideas? Let's tabletop it. It's not you're punished, you're in trouble. And then just supportive, right? If you're going through some stuff, which I guarantee every person in this room is going through some level of something, you should be able to go to your workplace and have a conversation with the people you work with and let them know that there needs to be an adjustment. So.
You sound like an amazing leader. My question though is, do your kids also, are any of them interested in aviation like you were when your dad had the company?
So, I was just having a conversation that my 9-year-old son is he's told me he's wanted to be a soldier since he was about 6, which I'm very in support of military service. But recently he said that he wants to be an aviator in the military. So I'm a big fan of like active encouragement without pushing. So fingers crossed. I hope.
Yeah, it looks like you need to connect Captain Karen and your son.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jennifer.